Welcome to Raji's Kid Zone Story Corner. We are enjoying Panchatantra stories. Let us continue from where we left in the last session. With lots of arguments, justifications, and dialogues, finally Victor was able to convince Cheek to meet King Rusty to execute his plans. King Rusty saw Victor approaching his palace. He instantly called his guards and said, I see my old friend and son of my late adviser, Victor, coming to see me. Do not stop him. He is at his free will to come here any time and see me. He belongs to my inner circle. Saying so, he saw Victor entering his place. Extending his right paw as a mark of greetings, Rusty welcomed our Victor. The paws displaying a set of claws were as formidable as thunderbolts. Rusty, respectfully greeting Victor, enquired, How is your health, my dear Victor? Hope you are keeping good. How come you are not to be seen for a long time? Happy to see you here now. Victor, humbly accepting the greetings of Rusty, said, My lord, I know you are not in need of me at the present moment, but a great servant and a good servant will report to his master at the right time. For any service to the king will be useful. And as the proverb goes, to clean a tooth or scratch an ear, a straw may serve the king, but a man of speech and right action is always a kind of higher thing. As King Rusty looked at Victor with a smile, Victor continued, Not only that, we are the ancestral servants of the royal family. We need to follow our masters even in times of distress. We have no choice. Don't you know, my lord, when a shining gem is fitted either in a tin frame or at any place, it will still shine, but it is for the person who wears it in a poor setting to feel ashamed. Similarly, a king or a master who can read his servant's mind if he is dull, faithful, faithless, or wise will find the right person for any enterprise. King Rusty, acknowledging Victor's words, said, That's right, Victor, but then why were you not seen for such a long time? Why did you keep away? My lord, if the distinction is not made between right and the left, the self-respecting servants will leave the place. If the masters cannot distinguish between their servants, they lose the energetic men from their offices. In a market, if there is no distinction seen between a red eye and a ruby, how can a precious gem be sold for its price? There should always be a bond developed between the master and his servants. As the servants need their masters, the master also needs his servants. Of course, one point to remember, the nature of the servants also depends on the master's quality. As the saying goes, in case of a horse or book or sword, of woman, man or lute or word, the use or uselessness depends on qualities the user lends. Saying this, Victor continued, Pardon me, my lord, I have another point to make. You do wrong to despise me because I am a jackal. Silk comes from the worms, gold from the stones, the water lily springs from the muddy pool. Does not the lotus bud sprout out from the cow dung? The moon rises from the ocean, gems from the hoots of the snakes. Fire in the wood is quite at home. The worthy by display attain his distinction and not by birth. Though born at home, we kill the hurtful mouse by bribing an alien cat to clean our house. See how useful a faithful person can be if he lacks strength, or the strong who are evil. But, O king, you cannot discard me as I am both faithful and strong. Do not scorn the wise who have mastered the law of the universe, my majesty, for they neither care for money, power, or position. They are like bull elephants which cannot be restrained by any chain when it is at rage. King Rusty said, Ho ho, Victor, you should not say like this. You are an old acquaintance and son of my late adviser too. Victor said, Your Majesty, there is something which should be spoken to you. King Rusty immediately smelled that Victor wanted to say something and so replied, "Don't hesitate, reveal what is at your heart." Victor opened his mouth. "Oh, my lord, you came to the river bank to drink water. Why did you not do that? Why did you turn back and camp here?" Rusty, concealing his inner feelings, replied, "There is no big deal in that. It just happened so." "Oh, master, if you do not want me let know, then please be it," said Victor. "I knew something a man speaks to his wife, something he tells a friend, something he shares with his son. All these are trusted. But one cannot tell everything to everyone." On listening to this, Rusty felt, "Here I have a faithful person whom I feel can rely upon. It is better I tell him what is in my mind." As the proverb goes, amidst great disaster, you find relief by telling things to your powerful master, an honest servant, a faithful friend, or to your wife who loves you till the end. Rusty asked, "Victor, did you hear a strange voice?" "Yes, my lord, I did. But so what?" "Victor, I intend to leave this forest." "But why?" worriedly asked Victor. "Look," Rusty continued, "there is a huge creature that has come into our forest. His nature corresponds to his voice, and the power must be matching his nature." "What? Is our great master worried and frightened by the mere sound of a creature? Have you not heard the saying that water breaks strong dams, love disappears when bad feelings enter, secrets vanish when one starts blabbering, and the cruel heart melt merely by simple words?" "True, Victor, I have heard of the saying, but you should know I must leave the forest." Victor hurriedly interfered and said, "Your Majesty, it is improper for you to leave the forest abruptly, which has been won after long battles by your ancestors and protected till date. You belong to this forest. A mere noise should not disturb you. Let me share a wise note by our elders. Take a step forward while the other foot is firmly held. Unless assured of a new home, one should not leave the old dwelling." Rusty said, "All that is right, my dear Victor. I know that this forest is earned and protected by my ancestors and is a precious one for me. But the sound heard by is disturbing me a lot. What should I do?" Victor replied to Rusty, "Living in the forest, we hear so many sounds. Sounds of the wind, thunder that jolts us, sounds from various instruments like drums, conch shells, wagons, bells, banging doors, machinery, and so many such things. These are mere noises and do not send any danger signals. One should not be afraid of all these. If a king is brave, however fierce the enemy is, the defeat or sorrow would not worry the king. Threats from heaven can also not disturb the bravest. The hot summer dries only the small water bodies, like a pool, well, canal, etc., but the mighty Ganges and the Indus flow to its brim. Rarely is a brave chief born, who is happy to be lucky, brave in the battle, and undepressed in defeat or grief. O king, do not duck like a blade of grass without any pride, which can be brushed aside easily by others." Rusty said, "Victor, your advice is very strong and admirable." But Victor felt that Rusty is still not convinced and comfortable. So Victor continued, "Oh, my lord, I want my master to be brave and rethink his resolution of leaving the forest. You should not leave the forest just for the mere sound." And to reinforce his point, Victor continued, "Don't you know the saying that I thought at first it was full of fat and I crept within. There I did not find a thing except some wood and skin." "How was that?" asked Rusty. Victor continued with a new story of a jackal and the war drum. Let us stop here and invite the next session with this new tale by Victor. Bye for now.